Hello! Today we are going to be doing a haul video. I have not done one of these in a while. I used to quite often and people seem to enjoy it, so I'm excited to be here today with another haul video. So all of the stuff here is all things that I'm going to be using for Pepper, who is one of my leopard geckos, new enclosure upgrade. So I've talked about it quite a bit on my channel. I've said that I'm basically just in the process of upgrading a lot of my animals. A lot of my lizards and snakes are all getting upgrades this year, and this is for Pepper's. So Pepper is one of my leopard geckos. I currently own 3 of them, and out of all 3 of them, Pepper is who I've had the longest, and she is by far the oldest. So Pepper is about 10 or 11 years old right now. I don't know exactly. I got Pepper back in 2017, and I adopted her from someone else, and she wasn't being taken super great care of. She wasn't in the best shape when I got her, but you know, she's doing a lot better now. She's a lot healthier. However, Pepper does have some neurological issues. So I don't know exactly what these issues are. You know, I don't know if Pepper is an enigma more for anything, because you know, where I just got her from these other people, they didn't know what she was, so I have no idea what she is. But whatever her morph may be, she does have some neurological issues. Now, for the most part, they don't really seem to bother her. She seems to still live a very good quality life, but when she gets stressed out or just kind of overwhelmed, you know, if she gets too excited for food, these issues sometimes start presenting more. So due to the issues that she has, her balance isn't super great, and sometimes she falls, sometimes her head starts kind of twisting around. I do care for Pepper slightly different than my other leopard geckos. For example, my other leopard geckos have very naturalistic enclosures with like loose substrate and stuff, but for Pepper, she has a little bit more simplified care. However, just because Pepper's care is a little bit different than my other leopard geckos doesn't mean that she can't have a nice, enriching enclosure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the products here that I got for Pepper's enclosure upgrade. So before we get on with the haul, I do want to take a quick second to thank Exoterra for sponsoring this video and sending me these products. They are very kindly sponsoring Pepper's enclosure upgrade, so let's take a look at what I have. So the very first thing that you can see on this table here is the enclosure itself. So this is an Exoterra front opening large low enclosure. So this is going to be a really great size for Pepper. So this is 36 inches long, 18 inches deep, and then 12 inches tall. So recently amongst the leopard gecko community, I've seen a lot of people advocating for a 40-gallon minimum as opposed to the previous 20-gallon. So this enclosure here has the same floor space as a 40-gallon, so it's 36 by 18. However, it is slightly shorter, but because of Pepper's neurological issues, I don't really like for her to be able to climb very tall, because it is a risk for her. You know, she might fall and injure herself due to her poor balance. So I think this enclosure is going to be great for her. Here I have my products that I'm going to be using for heating Pepper. So in the past, I have basically always used heat pads for my leopard geckos. I've used, you know, under tank heating. However, with more information coming out and the more research I've done, I've decided to make the switch to overhead heating, and my plan is to use a halogen basking light. So halogen bulbs are actually a lot better than just regular heat bulbs, because they also emit infrared rays, which are really beneficial to your reptile. So despite the misconceptions out there that leopard geckos need belly heat, it's actually a lot more beneficial for them to have overhead heating, and yes, that does also give them belly heat. So here, in order to heat Pepper's enclosure, I have this Reptile Dome. So this is just the dome fixture that the light is going to go in. I have a 50-watt halogen bulb, and then right here I have the Exoterra 300-watt dimming and pulse proportional thermostat. So I've never used this one before. I've never used this type of thermostat, so I'm really looking forward forward to trying it out. Alright, and here I have this Exoterra extra large water dish. And now some people might be thinking, why would you get a leopard gecko a water dish this large? And that is a good question. This is not actually going to be Pepper's water dish, but instead I'm going to use this as a dig box. So I mentioned earlier how I typically like to keep my leopard geckos on loose substrate, but when it comes to Pepper, I typically prefer to keep her on a solid substrate. However, I still want her to be able to get some of the benefits from loose substrate, so because of that, I want to provide her a dig box. So basically what I'm going to be doing is filling this water dish up with substrate that she can dig in. So yeah, this isn't going to be a water dish, but instead is going to be a substrate dish. And so for her actual water dish, I got this Exoterra medium water dish. So this is the medium one, and then this is the extra large. So this is the one that her water is actually going to go in. So yeah, this is going to be Pepper's water dish. And then here I have two hides that I'm planning to use for Pepper. So this one here is the Exoterra Gecko cave. So this is the hide that I'm planning to use for Pepper's humid hide. So inside of this cave, I'll likely be filling it with sphagnum moss, and then this will give her a humid place to retreat to when she needs to shed, or if she's just, you know, looking for a little bit of extra humidity. And then there is this hide here, which is the medium reptile cave. So this is just, you know, a pretty standard looking cave. You know, it has a very natural rocky look to it, so this is going to make a nice hide for Pepper. You know, this will either be her warm hide or her cool hide. But yeah, so these are the two hides that I got. And here I have the Exoterra combo meter, so this will read both the temperature and the humidity, making it easy for me to monitor. All right, and then next up I have a few pieces of wood. So I have two small ones. Yeah, so I have two small branches here. So these are grapevine, and you know, they're sold as the Exoterra forest branch. So this is one of them here. So the small ones are about 12 inches. And then here is the second small one. This one's really cool looking. I like the colors on this one. So again, that's just another small one. And then here we have the large branch. So this one is about 24 inches, I believe. This will cover a decent amount of the enclosure. So yeah, so I have two small ones and one large one. And next I have two of these Exoterra jungle plants. So this is what they look like out of the package. These are honestly probably one of my favorite fake plants. I find that these ones look really nice in enclosures. I am personally a big fan. These ones are the Ruscus smalls. And then lastly, I have these two Exoterra turtle grass plants. So again, these are a fake plant. They're on a little rock base. I also really like these ones, especially in arid enclosures. I think they look nice when you're going for a more arid look. So yeah, I'm really excited to use all of this stuff in Pepper's enclosure. So this here is all of the stuff that I was sent from Exoterra to use in Pepper's enclosure upgrade. Once again, just a really big thank you to Exoterra for sending this to me. I do really appreciate it, and I'm sure Pepper does as well. I think Pepper is going to absolutely love her enclosure upgrade. With that said, I will be doing a sort of part 2 to this video, if you will, and I will be doing a second video where I set up Pepper's final enclosure. So if you want to see me set this all up and, you know, see the final enclosure when it's done, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss it. It should be out in only a week or two, so not very long from now. With all that said, I am just going to go ahead and end the video now. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this haul from me, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing all of the products that I got for Pepper's enclosure upgrade, and hopefully you're looking forward to seeing Pepper's enclosure upgrade. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you go ahead and do that now so you don't miss any of my future videos. You know, you can also turn on my notifications. That's also a good way to not miss any of my future videos. If you enjoyed this video, also be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to check out all of my social media. All of my social media will just be down in the description below, but I create videos on other platforms like Instagram and TikTok, so make sure you go and check that out if you want to see more animal content. With all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. Thank you all so much for watching. I I do really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in my next video.